Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, where today we're actually going to be talking about the homeless boy who invented Louis Vuitton. It is going to be a pretty wild yet inspiring story, so make sure you guys do go ahead and watch the entire video, and also make sure you guys go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon too, so that way you guys never miss out on any future content that we post either. But anyways, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into it. This timelessly classic luxury brand, also known as Louis Vuitton Maltier, was invented by the person himself, Louis Vuitton, in 1854. It is now a household name that began 2 centuries ago with its label LV monogram, appearing on most of its products, ranging from luxury trunks and leather goods to ready-to-wear shoes, watches, jewelry, sunglasses, and even books. But let's go back to the past and see how it all started. LVMH started with a young boy from Angers, France, whose mother and father died when he was still at the young age of 10. It didn't start as easily and successful as it is today. Before reaching the pinnacle of success, it took the young Louis Vuitton a quite long journey before making a name for himself, which includes the legacy he left up until this very day. Louis Vuitton was born into a working-class family. He was born to a family of a carpenter, an artisan, and a farmer. His father was a farmer and his mother was a milliner, which is a hat maker. Vuitton's mother passed away when he was 10. His father remarried, introducing Vuitton to his stepmother and then becoming an adoptive stepmother after his father passed away. But the stepson-stepmom relationship between them was so difficult for Louis that he decided to run away from home, leaving his hometown. As he began his homelessness journey, he had to work several jobs to support himself. It took him 2 long years to travel to Paris. He left whenever he was only 13 years old, and he had to travel 293 miles by foot, taking odd jobs aside to keep himself alive. Finally, arriving in Paris at the age of 16, it all started. He got the opportunity to apprentice under Monsieur Marechal, a successful trunk maker and packer. Working as a box-making apprentice, Louis honored his key skills in packaging and preserving. In a few years, he gained his reputation as a master craftsman amongst Paris's elite class. With sudden change in his fate, by the time he was 30, he'd already gained recognition from the French royalty. His fame and expertise reached the point of being hired as a personal box maker to the French royalty, Empress Eugénie de Montijo. Not just French royalty, but also the wife of Napoleon III and the most powerful woman in France at the time. She charged him with packing the most beautiful clothes in an exquisite way. With her royal patronage, new opportunities unfolded for Vuitton. More clients and more demands for his craft. For Vuitton, 1854 was a year full of change and transformation. It was in that year that Vuitton met a 17-year-old beauty named Clemence Emily Perrault. His great-grandson Henry Louis Vuitton stated it as, quote, "In the blink of an eye, he exchanged the cloth frock and hobnailed shoes of a worker for the courting outfit of the day. The transformation was spectacular, but it required all the know-how of the store's department manager, since Louis' shoulders were much larger than those of Parisian bureaucrats," unquote. Vuitton and Perrault married in the spring of 1854. A few months after his marriage, he eventually left the shop and then opened his own box-making and packing workshop himself in Paris. The sign outside the shop read, "Securely packs the most fragile objects, specializing in packing fashions." In 1858, inspired by H.J. Caves and Sons of London, Vuitton revolutionized the trade by introducing flat trunks. The new trunk design was not only elegantly made, but it also was much lighter and resistant to odor and water. Compared to the old style, only rounded top leather trunks, the new style he introduced is rectangular in shape and perfect enough for stacking. The original pattern of the shellac embedded canvas was named Damier. In 1859, this once homeless boy found a home for his creations, as he began moving into a larger workshop, where he opened a large factory to support his clients' demand. This workshop is built similarly to the Eiffel Tower. The factory's metal and glass construction marked the same standards of quality and comfort Louis Vuitton puts in his products, attracting more clients and extending the pinnacle of his reputation overseas and abroad. Followed by the transportation boom, Vuitton's creation became more in demand and known worldwide to travelers. He also designed the world's first pick-proof lock. All lock patterns were safely kept at Vuitton's workrooms and registered with the owner's name in case another key was needed. He also created trunks for the legendary explorer Pierre Sauvergon de Brazza that brought his name and masterpiece to more distant lands as well. The first Louis Vuitton shop outside of France was opened in 1885 on Oxford Street in London. With the growing popularity, plagiarism also got worse, forcing Louis Vuitton to create new designs once again. In 1888, the damier canvas pattern was created, including the trademarked logo reading Marquis L. Vuitton Disposé. Years after years, Vuitton experimented with the design of his luggage by introducing a new striped canvas pattern in 1876, and later still the well-known damier print in 1888. The hand-painted patterns were developed to prevent counterfeits. Even in the late 1800s, Louis Vuitton was enough of a status symbol to warrant counterfeiting, which is pretty crazy. In 1886, his son George invented and patented an ingenious locking system that made it impossible to pick the lock of their trunks. This lock is still used today. Sadly, the outbreak of the Franco-Prussian War led to the destruction of Louis Vuitton's factory, and the shop was robbed and destroyed. This led to the construction of the new shop established in the ritzy 1 Rue Scribe next to a prestigious jockey club in the heart of Paris. Using English and handbills, he advertised to everyone that the shop's change in location was finally taking effect. In 1872, he introduced a new line, featuring beige monogram designs with red stripes that remain a signature of his brand long after his death in 1892. For the next 20 years, Vuitton continued to operate out of 1 Rue Scribe, innovating high-quality luxury luggage, until he died on February 27th of 1892 at the age of 70. But as we all know, the Louis Vuitton line would not die with its eponymous founder. Under his son George, who created the company's famous LV monogram and future generations of Vuittons, the Louis Vuitton brand would grow into the world-renowned luxury leather and lifestyle brand that it remains as today. For another 20 years, Louis Vuitton kept creating innovative, high-quality luggage until he passed away whenever he was 70 in 1892. It was very abrupt, and his only child was George, and he was basically left fully in charge of the company. As head of Louis Vuitton, George created and changed many aspects of the company, making it the successful luxury company that we do know today. One of George's major creations is the famous classic monogram canvas with its diamonds, circles, and flowers. This design was first introduced and trademarked in 1896. He also started a campaign to transfer the business into a worldwide corporation, traveling to major cities mainly in the USA to sell Louis Vuitton products. Next to this, George is responsible for the innovation of trunk locks, the start of the Le Voyage book series, and for creating VIP trunks to be gifted to the most loyal customers. He opened the Louis Vuitton building in Paris in 1914, which became the largest travel goods store in the world, and he started expanding the business, designing other travel bags, before passing away at the age of 79 in 1936. Once again, the family business was passed down, this time to George's eldest son, Gaston Vuitton. And as we all know, the brand has continued to thrive many decades later under the LVMH brand. But anyways guys, that was our video on the homeless boy who invented Louis Vuitton. Like I said, a pretty inspiring story, and it's great that they were able to turn their dreams into a massive icon, even over 100 years after their deaths. It's honestly pretty wild. But if you guys did enjoy, make sure you go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell icon too so you always get notified when we post a brand new video for you. Thanks again for watching, we'll see you next time, take care until then, goodbye everyone.